Hello and welcome back to more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, where last time we began investigations for the bonus case of the first of the game, which is Rise from the Ashes, and today we are headed to trial, but I noticed something interesting. When I went to save the game, you know normally it says the name of the case, the day, and then what you're doing, investigation or trial. But this time it said trial former, not trial, it said trial former, which was interesting. But I don't know quite what it means yet, but we're just going to get into it. February 23rd, 9:34 a.m., District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there is one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. Oh. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. Okay. So, my first trial without a Faye helping me. Oh, that's right! Maya's not around anymore, so there's no, haha, gotcha! Turns out the answer's on the back of the receipt the whole time. Haha, get pranked! So, this'll be interesting. No one's going to bail me out this time. That's correct. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Okay, let us begin the trial. February 23rd, 10 o'clock a.m., District Court Courtroom number 9. Ah, good old Edgeworth, back at it again. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lena Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lena Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. Not with the voice I give him. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand. The cough-up queen? Hello. Welcome to court. Haven't I seen you somewhere?
You ordered the caviar lunch, right?
Oh, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down.
Ah, and for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl.
Thanks.
Will the witness state her name and profession? Ah, and you, sir, did you order the fingerprint lunchbox?
It is too early for lunch. Oh, I love Edgeworth, he's so awesome. It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please.
Well, Your Honor, how does it taste?
So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now.
Me? The name is Angel Starr. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth?
Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution won't wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up! Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime.
Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional.
What exactly does that mean?
Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective.
What? Miss Starr was a detective? I know who you are. Cough up?
Cough up, Queen Angel Starr, Your Honor. Long time no see.
Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Starr. Just who is this lady?
If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot of the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. H, a chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, yes?
Oh wait, that was the judge's line.
The crime took place by a car in the back of A block in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with his knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot.
And who was this valiant witness?
Why, it was me, Your Honor.
Parking lot floor plans added to the court record. The parking lot with Edgeworth's car. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright, I can't agree on principle, Your Honor.
It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining?
If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Starr. Wait, are they talking about me? Okay, witness testimony. First witness testimony of this new case.
Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come.
Okay, that's suspicious.
I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor sitting next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointed tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend? How touching. As you can see, there is no room for doubt. The key point of the testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed?
I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. And with pleasure, Your Honor. Okay, so, no glaring contradictions. It doesn't seem like. So I guess I just have to press everything. How did you know?
I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly, twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy.
The lunch lady uninformed opinion is duly noted.
Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence for their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that.
Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors?
I thought that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one.
Laid off? She was fired, and there's the motive we were missing. So now all we gotta do is just prove that she actually could have done it.
To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless.
Oh yeah, we'll see about that one. Very well, you may continue, Miss Starr. Okay, let's hear more about that, I guess. This boyfriend, he's a detective?
Not that boyfriend, the security guard.
That boyfriend? You have several?
Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
Alright, I'll start with the lunches, thanks. Note to self, judge I think before replying.
The security guard room is in the lot in A block. It's up on the second level so you can see everything from there.
That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car?
Since I'm a visitor now, I parked into the block.
So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime.
When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work.
Okay, what finely honed intuition might that be? You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder?
It felt like, how would you say? Oh yes, it was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds.
I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective?
Yes, well, he was like a young cheese.
Young cheese?
A hell I choose, not yet tainted with experience on the streets. A Gruno.
Then I must be hard, yellowed, and sharp as a tack. Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match.
In any case, there in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind.
Wire fence. Okay, let me hear more about that one. By garish car, you mean
Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes.
Mr. Edgeworth's?
Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth. Wasn't it?
Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you are sure it was the defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her.
If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness.
You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie.
Huh? Rookie?
Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
But that was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism?
I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed.
A photograph. You took this?
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap. I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes rigged with a
What? Why would one of your lunchboxes be rigged with a camera? I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now?
You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs.
Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Crime photo, the moment of the crime as photographed by Angel Star. Okay. So how much evidence do we have now? We have more than a full page already. Okay. Okay. I don't see any objections yet, or contradictions, I guess. Let me look at the crime photo a little bit more detailed. She's just kind of standing there with the trunk open. There's this. Why? We're never gonna get an easy case, are we? Okay. So what was the defendant doing at the time? Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Hold the phone. I don't know about you, but I don't see any knives in this picture here. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife?
As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch.
I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But, isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright. Oh! You got me real hard there. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that?
Blood splatter.
Yeah, huh?
See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat?
But it's a black and white photograph. Oh, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. Yeah, hold it. No, she directly said this was taken the moment of the murder. She said I took this photograph the moment the murder took place. So yes, I do, no problem except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse? You got a better idea? Yeah, objection. She said she took it at the moment of the murder. Wait, that contradicts what, yeah, exactly. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime.
Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies.
That's it?
If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering a jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go.
Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice.
I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder.
Wait, hold it. Wait a minute. How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands on that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. What? Hold it, no. Objection, Your Honor. If it was premeditated, then why would she have had to use the knife from Edgeworth's toolbox? This was not premeditated murder. Because, alright, look. If Lena Skye actually planned on, like, had a plan to murder Bruce Goodman, why would she have used a knife at the scene of the crime? Why wouldn't she have brought a knife to use? These gloves do seem to tailor premeditation.
Premeditated murder, a serious offense.
Witness, add us to your testimony.
The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it.
No, they don't. Objection. Witness, do you know what this is?
Are you trying to test me? I sell boxed lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk.
Indeed, it is my knife. What's with this case?
Bloody murder weapon. Defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, are prosecutors bad people?
The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony.
What's that, rookie?
In your testimony, you stated that Lena Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon?
Oh.
Then this knife just happens to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon! And now she's starting to crack under the pressure. Order, order, order! Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. I wouldn't get too ahead of yourself there, but we still got a long way to go. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. Yeah, what? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide had turned. Not that it was such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution could care less. No, it's the prosecution couldn't care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lena Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove. Nothing else.
Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing?
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought.
How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated.
Really now? Okay. So that didn't work. That actually kind of blew up in our face. But don't worry. We'll get him this time.
Lena Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Wait. Didn't the autopsy report say that there was only one knife wound? Yep, one knife wound. Haha, gotcha. No. You're not getting out of this one, Miss Angel Star. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound like a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. It's too easy. It's too easy, though. It's too easy, though. Just go here, and... You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that.
Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my mouse surprise.
I'm afraid the monster's going under our feet as we wait, Miss Star. Well, what do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this. But take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. You're right. Good show, Mr. What do you mean? I made the objection!
What a hunk. He's my hero.
I made the objection! What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness.
You got the crime scene set, right?
Uh-oh, thanks.
I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood, but now I realize that such mistakes are possible.
So, you're saying you mistook something for blood?
When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from the victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify.
Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was.
Okay. Was she wearing a muffler? No, she wasn't! No, she wasn't! Miss Starr, I demand an explanation.
The witness is clearly not suited for detective work.
What?
The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim, and you've proved it yourself with this photograph.
Huh?
But that can't be.
Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations. Perhaps you finally found your true calling in life.
Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? Yeah, it was. It's like I object and Mr. Edgeworth just takes all the credit.
But it was there. A scarf. No, not that, but something red. Really?
Well now, where were we? The witness has given up. He's given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business.
What?
Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least.
Oh, do you now? Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. It really has to be because I have nowhere left to run after this. Okay. What do you got?
After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her.
How did you do that with a wire fence in? How did you quickly do anything with a wire fence in between you and her?
Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's when I had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made the escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile.
You are quite determined about the scarf, aren't you?
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star.
That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake.
Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bit.
No, thanks. Note to self. Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum.
And an oil drum? Hard to imagine.
Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. Okay, this seems like it's going to be pretty easy. All we have to do is just get a few more details about how in the world you were able to quickly do anything with a freaking wire fence in between you and the suspect. Riddle me that, Batman. You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect?
As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time.
Maybe I should... Yeah, of course you press her for more details. I'd like to see this on the floor plan just to be safe. The lunchland car was...
She was a visitor, thus she was parked in Block B.
So you witnessed the murder from here? I want to make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Starr?
Yes, that's right.
But there was a chain link fence in front of you? Exactly.
I went up.
You went over it? Amazing. The cough-out queen lunch lady athlete, indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Yeah, exactly. That fence was about 9 feet high, too. So how did Miss Sky not get away? Yeah, why didn't she just frickin' run?
Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler.
Okay. Why would she mention the muffler? What exactly did she say?
If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony.
She did.
Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler.
Just that one word?
So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but someone else?
Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone.
Her phone? She can't mean... Yeah, ask further. By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene?
Yes, ultimately.
Ultimately,
My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see.
No, the court doesn't see, Miss Star.
Chief Prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall.
On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall.
Apparently it was out of order.
And so she used her cell phone?
indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day.
Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony.
The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney.
Lena's cell phone updated in the court record.
I saw it all. How she tried the phone on the wall but had to use her cell instead.
Okay, tell me more about that. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Aha! I was going to ask the same thing.
I'll only say this one time, so listen closer, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket.
Wait a second. Wait a second. How did you see that? How did you see that? Wait. Okay. Remember yesterday? When we were investigating, and I'm like, wait, why in the world is there a freaking wall next to the telephone? And they're like, haha, get pranked, it's not a wall, it's a water tank? According to this photograph, or these floor plans, Lena was standing behind, she had to have been standing behind the water tank. Which means it would have been physically impossible for Miss Star, for Angel to see her from the other side of the fence. It would have been physically freaking impossible. We got you now. We got you now.
Then when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone.
And you saw her doing this? What is it, Mr. Wright? Oh, I know. Phoenix knows. Phoenix knows what's wrong with it. Wait, not this one. It would be this one. We'd have to press on this one. Okay, what do we do? We're just pressing the floor plans. Yeah? Miss Star, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lena Sky.
The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias.
Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago.
Well, Miss Star, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this?
I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up.
Ahem. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. The emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it! Ah, the music kicked in! I love it when the music kicks in. Order! Order! What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies!
That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie the witness has told the court.
Here's where the counter attack begins. I can't... What she saw, even though I'm pretty sure that's a lie. Order of events, that's weird. I'm pretty sure she's lying about what she saw, but I can't prove that. But what I can definitively prove is that she was lying about where she saw it. Because it is physically impossible for her to have seen it from where she says she was standing. Miss Sky tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Star to lie about it. Pointless to lie. I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Star witnessed the crime from a different location. And you know where she saw it from? She saw it from the security room because she was bringing lunch to her boyfriend. And the security room, if we recall, it gives a direct line of sight to that telephone. Oh no, I didn't want to do that again.
A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I've ever heard one.
Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we've heard down until now points in one direction. The place where Miss Star witnessed the crime was... here. This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room?
Indeed, the security room is the underground parking lot. It's well positioned. It's built on the second floor, so you can see the entire lot.
She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime in the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr?
How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today, a man has got the better of Angel Star.
Order! Order! Witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better.
I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails.
The guilty. Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright? Doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? It doesn't make sense, huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything.
Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stopped the victim. That truth still stands.
It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So, tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Is it me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Okay. Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from Block B. She also took a photo from Block B. It must make a vital difference with what would change. Difference in lighting is stupid. Angle of view to the crime. I mean, yes, the angle of view to the crime changes. But how does... Oh, you know what? Oh, shoot. That's such a subtle detail. Okay. Remember yesterday when, the door, when we tried to open the door because the wallet dropped in front of it and it was locked? Remember that? So, she couldn't get to A block. She physically could not get to A block from the security room. So what she would have had to leave the parking garage and go all the way around the building to get to B block. Whoa, that's a quick slide. So okay, so it changes her distance from the crime. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime.
My condolences, Mr. Wright. But one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see.
What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? Well, witness?
You.
Yes?
You ordered the squid wheels, right?
The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible.
I was bringing PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend.
Boysenberry for the boyfriend.
He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the Grasswald station.
Went down the stairs. Door was locked, right?
Before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running toward the scene. But the door...
Yup, the door was locked. You couldn't open it. I was right. So she had to leave, go all the way around the building, and to be locked from there. Yup, I was completely correct.
That's why I had to go to the visitors parking in B block.
That's quite a detour. And you want to know why all this is significant? Because if it took her 5 minutes to get from that building to the scene of the crime, where she could have taken the picture and apprehended her, there is absolutely no way Lena would not have run away. If she was truly guilty, she would have run the heck away, and Angel would not have caught up with her. Objection, Your Honor. 5 minutes? This changes things considerably.
But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork.
You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention.
Would you like another caviar lunch?
Absolutely. Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this? Absolutely. 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time. If you like it al dente.
I've got lunch boxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie.
A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange?
Strange.
If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Sky dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Yeah. Okay, we got another breakdown. Alright. We're zeroing in on the truth. Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go?
Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history.
We did it. We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. That was too close. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Alright then. Oh. Who just... Ugh.
Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered squid wheels, right?
That's the one she tried to foist off on me.
I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else left to say?
I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence
That you waited until now to present? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr.
Is this your jumbo lunchbox?
Woohoo! A triple decker. Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence.
Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed.
What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? I guess we're gonna find out. Witness testimony, decisive evidence. Okay.
I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe.
The victim's shoe.
Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Lena Sky. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
That's... okay. Sure thing, buddy. What? There was blood found on that shoe?
Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence?
Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself.
And you had blood tests performed?
Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics.
In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence.
What?
You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being.
Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth.
Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. Could at least study some evidence law, really. The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness.
Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged.
White enamel shoe bears traces of blood from Goodman and Lena Sky. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay. Can I look at that blood real quick? Okay, the blood's here. And the blood's on the blood's on the bottom of the shoe? Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Oh, wait a second here. How is there blood on the bottom of the shoe if there's no blood on the floor? I'd like to hear more about this bloody, or this, flawless decisive... No, I didn't want to... Hold on, go back. I'd love to hear more about this flawless decisive evidence. No, I did it again. Alright, great. Let's keep doing this. Okay, 1, 2... There we go. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight.
You ordered the pepper fish guts, right? Some will get hot, Mr. Wright. something like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup.
Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe? A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? Yes, there is a problem. If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there is one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction.
That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a pepper fish gun now, but you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. Okay, blood on the bottom of the shoe. Present. I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe.
Don't mess with me, rookie, or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe.
It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood?
The crime photo. The problem lies in the footprint.
The footprint?
Know that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe.
That picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints.
No, because we went to the crime scene. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we've checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order! 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 Well, we're just...
What? Huh?
Great only, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of footprint is a contradiction. But then we had to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright.
Think, Mr. Wright, think. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What?
I see. Now I get it.
Get what?
Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There was one vital hint of the truth in her testimony.
Well, what are you talking about?
Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an arm.
Oh, come on. Are you gonna tell me that it washed away the blood? Is that what you're gonna tell me?
I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do.
No kidding.
Now witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty?
Oh, that? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Witness, well, was the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Water? What does that mean?
Still don't get it, Mr. White? Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason?
Uh-huh. You don't mean...
Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her.
Wah! That ties things out quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence.
That reminds me, Miss Sky's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe? Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. Mr. Wright, do something, please! What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it.
Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor.
Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecutor's side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lena Sky. Oh? Who? You?
Little girl, what did you just say?
Huh? Me?
Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side?
Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints.
Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. And a lunchbox called evidence.
Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else.
The time for deliberations has passed. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court.
Your threats don't scare the cough-up queen. Look at this.
A photograph?
I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait, look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing the last trace of doubt from this court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. Yeah, but why? Why would she... I'm sorry, Mia. Right or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt, take another good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good. What can we possibly object to? Your Honor, wait! What is it with you people? Can I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration.
So right. Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence?
Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I gotta go ahead with this.
I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright.
Show the court the problem with the photograph. What the ever-living heck is wrong with this photo? Let me look at the shoe one more time. I can't access the court record. Oh, that's some BS right there. Oh, that... Okay, I wanted to look at the court record because I wanted I wanted to see if the shoe, like the blood prints on the shoe matched the one that we have in evidence. I also wanted to check to see if the knife seemed to match the knife in court record. Okay. Okay, so that means that whatever's wrong with this photo has to be something that isn't that. It can't be something that we have to rely on the court record to do because we physically cannot access the court record and the game can't take... It can't place that much faith in our memory. So what? Okay, let's... usually the way I've been doing this is I've been breaking down what's in the photo bit by bit, and then usually by the nature of me just saying that it pops. Okay, so we have the water that was knocked over. We have the victim's shoe. We have the victim himself, the knife inside of him, and the car that he was put in, and the car that he was. Oh. Wait a second. Okay, wait. Muffler has more than one definition. So there's a muffler, like what Lena Sky was talking, what thought she... Okay. Lena Sky mentioned muffler in the cell phone, right? Which means it has some relevance to this case. Angel Star thought that Lena was talking about a scarf that you wear, right? But a car has a muffler too. And look, there's something inside of it. There's something sticking out of the muffler. That has to be it, right? That's gotta be it. She referenced the muffler in the phone call. She wasn't wearing one, but muffler has more than one definition. It can also mean like the car's muffler. That's gotta be it. It's gotta be it. Present it. The problem is in this photo. The problem in this photograph is here.
What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, you just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf or any kind in this photograph.
A muffler is also part of a car. A part on a car and motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as a part of the exhaust system. A pipe.
I see. And I see. What's that suspicious looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler?
So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does it have to do with this game?
Because Lena said it in her phone call. Sorry, Miss Star, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony.
What?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think that... Okay, cell phone. Go to the cell phone. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court.
Yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler.
Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings.
Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any questions unanswered, here we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once, and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed?
I suppose so.
Phew, that was close. But we made it, at least for now. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime, after all. He's still hungry? To be continued. Music, please. Okay, so that explains the whole trial former thing, because that implies that it's going to be the first part of, like, maybe a 2-part trial. So that's actually interesting. Multiple trials for the same day, or I guess multiple like chapters of the trial. That's actually kind of interesting. We'll see how that plays out. But okay, I thought for sure that was going to be the end of it right there, because I had no reason at all to think for even a second the muffler would have meant anything other than a scarf. But here, sure enough, it shows a picture of the car, and there's the muffler. And that would be the sound of my controller falling on the ground. Okay, that's nice. Well, just like a good place to end the episode. Alright, that'll be it for this episode. So, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time. I hope to catch you all tomorrow for some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Goodbye.